We are back with episode 2 of Spin the S&P, where we are looking at the 500 stocks on the S&P 500. We spin a wheel, we randomly pick a stock, and then we do a breakdown of the stock, looking at the charts, looking at the intrinsic value, a little bit about the company, and anything else that may come up with in this discussion. So if you're excited for today's video, as always, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications as always for all future uploads, and make sure you take a look at the first video that we posted on this series, Spin the S&P 500. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of stocks to go through. We have 501 left. Without further ado, let's get into Day 2 of Spin the S&P 500. We are looking for the next stock to do a breakdown, look at the charts and everything between. I'm super excited to see it, and the stock is going to be Yum, which I know a little bit about Yum. So I will cut away. I'm going to do a little bit of research and do a little bit more of charting on my side of things. We're going to remove the stock. We are now back to 500. And also, before I walk away and I come back in just a minute here, I know that the S&P updates and they rebalance, quarterly. The stocks I got in here are the stocks I'm going to keep the entire time just for the sake of I'm going to lose my mind otherwise. So these stocks, all the ones that are listed right now at the time of recording this, these are all the ones that we will be going through. So let me go do some research on Yum Brands, and I'll be back in just one moment. All right, here we are looking at ticker Yum, which is also known as Yum Brands. And for sitting there saying, Fridge, I've never heard of this stock before. What in God's green earth is Yum Brands? And let me tell you, you have probably purchased something from this stock here, okay? Because if you take a look down here at the bottom, they tell you who they are. They are a franchise that focuses on 4 segments: KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and Habit Burger and Grill division. So they are in the restaurant and the consumer industry. They are somebody that has, been around for many, many years. And again, getting into Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, like we see them all over the place. That is what Yum Brands is all about. So things to talk about here. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things to really discuss and to go over here. So stay tuned as we break down this stock here. First things first, Yum Brands is a stock that is known for being a dividend payer. When I was a dividend investor a long time ago, this is one of the stocks I had in my portfolio. It has a really good dividend. The payout ratio isn't too bad, but as you will see here, as the markets are running hot, Yum Brands is down 1.63%. Usually what we see happen is a rotation out of safer stocks and into more risky ones as we push into a bull market. So as we've been bullish for a long time, the semiconductors, the memory, anything AI related has been pushing higher and higher, pushing all-time highs. What usually has to fall behind are the more stability stocks that you see, the dividend payers, the Johnson & Johnson, the Procter & Gamble's, the Yum Brands. This stock is down 1.63% when the S&P is probably up like 8 or 9%. The NASDAQ's up like 12, 15%. Stocks are doing very, very well, but this thing is down. But what we would expect to see is when we start to have a big pullback, maybe a correction, we go to a bear market, and see those pullbacks. Usually these stocks do very, very well. So keep that in mind if you think about these kind of stocks here. And again, none of the things I'm going to say are financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before doing any sort of investment. So that's a little bit behind the scenes as to Yum Brands and why the stock is down 1.63%. Look at the 1 year up 3.49%. Again, usually as markets were starting to do very, very poorly, Yum Brands is pushing as high as 165, 168 because people flood to the safer stocks that pay out dividends. As you will see at the dividend data that we give here, dividend yield is 2.02%, $3 payout here. Your payout ratio is only 34.72%. And just like the last video I made with ESS, the payout ratios can be a little bit off. Some websites say have as one thing, some have as another thing. So keep that in mind. That's not just the end all be all. Unfortunately for that, which kind of sucks, but they do not pay out a lot in terms of how much money they bring in. Okay, they have free cash flow that comes in. They pay out some of it to shareholders, and the rest goes back into maybe it's research and development, investing, growth, building more franchises, whatever the case is. They've grown their dividend for 8 years, and they have a 5-year dividend growth rate of 8.52%. When you're looking at being somebody who wants to invest into dividend companies, what you look for is having growth, not just paying it out every single quarter or every single month, but looking to make sure they are continuing to grow the dividend. That is what people love as dividend investors, is to see that dividend growth. And they've done it for 8 consecutive years and is about a 8.52% 5-year growth rate, which again is pretty good overall. Take a look over at the options chain here. Again, on Trader Daddy, as you guys know, I'm using this software like every single moment I have time to. There's a lot of awesome things you see here. As you will see, they do in fact have a breakdown. Max pain is 165, which is kind of where the recent high was of Yum Brands here. And the Pinstrike, which is the largest dealer of Gamma, which we'll talk about that obviously in a different video when I break it down. Pinstrike is about 150, and the floor is about 145. So, it gives a little bit of a background here that you're looking at for these stocks here. PE ratio is price to earnings, right? How much you are paying for every dollar of earnings. So you want that to go down because you're paying cheaper or you're paying less for their earnings. And as long as they continue to grow their company, then that's really, really good for you to see. So as you will see here also, the beta of this stock here is 0.56. Beta just means how it moves relative to the S&P 500. Obviously, growth stocks like NVIDIA, Tesla have higher betas because they're more volatile. Dividend-paying stocks like Yum Brands here is going to be a lot less. The revenues, $8.49 billion in revenue. Revenue growth year over year, almost 10%, which is very, very, not bad. Not saying it's amazing. Obviously we have bigger numbers. Their earnings per share growth year over year, about 24%, which means they're continuing to grow their earnings, which is good to see. You don't want to see a decline in that one. That means they're making more money, which is good. The thing that I like about this company here is their margins. Margins are where the real profit is, right? Just because they make this much money, on their balance sheets does not mean they get all of it. They have to factor in expenses, taxes, debt payments, and everything in between. And their gross margin and their net margins are at very, very good levels. To put in perspective, NVIDIA's, I think, gross margins like 50 or 60-ish%. And then their net margins, I think, is like 40 maybe. So again, these margins are good. Usually from what people have said over the years, net margin of like 20+% is very, very good. Growth margin, again, looking at like anything 40 plus, 50, 60, the higher the gross margins, the better off the company is doing overall, or the higher the margins are in general, not just the gross one, but the net one as well. Here's your dividend data here. As you'll see, their payout ratio is a little bit different, so that's something to keep in mind about. But again, they do pay out a dividend. They've been doing it for a long time. As you can see, a little bit of, the IV skew is about neutral. Again, puts and calls are pretty close together in terms of the IV. And expected move isn't looking at anything too crazy between now and it says $27 here. But that is based off the at the money straddle price, as we know. Looking like it's a little bit bearish, a little bit more puts IV compared to calls, a little bit more of put call open interest as we see here. And looks a little bit bearish. And the bearish idea makes sense because, again, we are in a bullish market, right? When you're in a bullish market, dividend stocks are usually bearish positions because they don't grow as fast. They're not getting that. They're stable companies, right? Their betas are lower, so they don't grow as fast. So that is something to keep in mind about for sure. And as you will see here, it has had a little bit of a selling off period, and it kind of bounced off of this put gamma wall here of 145, but it is below the gamma flip, which means that, it's not quite there for that momentum yet. Momentum to the high point is 165. Gamma flips at 154. So it still is kind of like almost in you're not going to see a big move to the upside because it's below that gamma flip line still, but still overall, again, makes sense because of the market, right? Bullish markets, dividend stocks tend to be hit. As you will see here, the flip's at 155 or so. We still have a lot of money over here, not a lot of dealer gamma over here to deal with in this case. Again, I'll have a video that breaks down all these things the best I can later on. But again, you wanted to, once it crosses over that 155, you might see that push up to 165, right? So that's something to keep in mind about as we're looking at these kind of things here. Again, if you're looking to get access to the software here, go ahead, go on to traderdaddy.pro, type in discount code FRIDGE at checkout for 50% off of your first month. And then that first month, you can hopefully make some money. And if you make some money, then it pays for the next months going forward after that. So discount code FRIDGE at checkout, 50% off. I am a paid affiliate. I do get a tiny bit of money towards it as a result of affiliating, of you guys using my affiliate link. Link will be in the description below. Take a look at it. Try it out. There is also a 3-day free trial, I believe, when you sign up, which, again, you could try it out for a couple days, see how you like it or not. and then you can pay or just not pay. Again, up to you. Anyways, so options data looks good. We're getting a little bit bearish here. Makes sense. Again, bearish stocks or dividends do badly in bull markets. And take a look at the charting of Yum Brands as we see over here. Yum Brands is actually sitting at a pretty crucial support level right now, and it's done pretty good with this level in previous times. As you will see here, this purple line right here from a previous Fibonacci level, as you will see, it was a resistance line for quite some time. Resistance, 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 still resistance, still resistance, and then finally you get the support touch right here. This is back in the beginning of 2026. Now it's kind of coming back down. Again, markets were doing poorly. Dividend stocks do well. Now markets are doing good. Dividend stocks do a little bit less because, again, they're safer plays and people want to take on more risk when we're in a bull market. But you can see we've gotten a little bit, it seems like, of a touch point here back to the 147.81 mark, which again means that could be a very good support line for the next leg. Now, take a look at the levels here. If we do, in fact, get a support bounce here and markets start to pull back, maybe we got a little more fear, a little bit more doubt in the Middle East conflict, you might be able to see this stock kind of push back to the upside. Am I going to sit there and tell you it's going to go right to 175? Probably not. That's a huge move, about 16%. I don't know if I would see that or not, but we might get close to a point where I might be testing this recent high here of 168. Don't really quite know, obviously. Depends kind of on how the market is going to move. They just recently had their earnings. They just paid out their dividend as well. So that's very, very something important to know. If we fall below this line here, we're looking at two more levels of support. Two levels of support are about 140 or so, which, kind of lines up with the floor of 145, a little bit below that, which obviously is not ideal. And again, you can see that our ceiling is 165, as you saw from this level right here. So take a look at the Webull chart. Again, going back to that 168 is a possibility if we get a nice little retest off of this. If this continues to be my support level, obviously we don't know. If it breaks down to 130, we'll get back down probably to the 135 from what I'm looking at. As you can see, there is a lot of support around the 135 mark. So if markets continue to be hot and dividend stocks continue to get hit as a result of it, this could continue in a downward trend back down to about 135 or so. Now, in taking a look at the intrinsic value of Yum Brands based off of my financial spreadsheet that I have myself, okay, you're looking at a bear case 1 year of Yum Brands, so 1 year out, factoring in the forward earnings per share, factoring in their different PE ratios, bear case, base case, bull case, factoring in their compound annual growth rate of their earnings per share for the next 3 to 5 years. We are looking at a bear 1 year case, price target of 123, which would be down here, right about down here. And again, if, inflation can go higher, people can't afford to go out to eat as much. KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut all suffer from the result of that because of high inflation. You got to figure out where you got to pick and choose where you can, spend your money when you can't spend your money. Don't really quite know. Again, that's bear case 123, which would be down here, breaking through these levels here. I think the 134.50 would be a big level to watch in this case because it has had a lot of support there. I still think this is a big support line as well, the 137.81. Believe it or not, the base case for 1 year out is 153.86, which would be, I don't know if I can kind of map that out there and see what the move would be. 153, so about like 154-ish. So again, not really a crazy move. Yeah, you're looking at about like a little over a 3% move to the upside from where it's at right now. That's base case. And then bull case, believe it or not, bull case 1 year out, you're looking at 184, which means you are actually pushing up past these ones, up past into the 180 realm over here. Again, this is 1 year price targets. These are not like next week, next month. Could be next year. Could be the next 6 months. We don't really quite know. But we could see if we have a bullish move for, the sector of consumer, discretionary, of restaurants. Inflation goes down. People can go out and spend more money. You might see it push back up to like the 180-ish mark, as you would see over here. That would be my thought process for it. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of the breakdown of Yum Brands. So a lot of things to look at. As you can see, the RSI is sitting at about 30, about 40 right now. Again, a little bit getting closer to that oversold territory down here as well. So maybe we get a little bit of a rebound. I don't really quite know just yet. We shall wait and see. Maybe we could consolidate for a couple days over here before we see the move up or the move down. And again, if you're wondering how I do my Fibonacci levels, I've made videos about this, but what I also do is I do Fibonacci's on the weeklies, and I zoom into the dailies, the hourlies to see what goes on. And I do different Fibonacci levels for different retracements that we had on the stock. So this is 3 Fibonacci levels here from 3 different big pullbacks from Yum Brands. The blue one, I believe, was COVID. The purple one was the one right after that had a big pullback, and then the yellow one's the most recent one. That's what we're looking at there. So we shall see. But again, I think right now you may have some support. If you were to sit there and say, Fridge, do you buy this today? Again, I cannot give that financial advice. If I was to invest in it, not financial advice, you have to do your own research. Do not come and say, Fridge, you told me. Yeah. Okay. I think we might get a little bit of a. I'm feeling more optimistic because this stock has been, kind of pushed down because of the recent bull market trend. It kind of depends again on, kind of like yesterday, or the other video on ESS. It kind of depends more on interest rates. Okay, if we can combat inflation and spending goes down, great. If we can solve the Middle East conflict, great. But I would say right now I would say maybe more bullish than bearish on this kind of stock here, especially because where it's sitting at and the intrinsic values I'm looking at in my spreadsheet. And again, this sector has been beaten down more because of the bull market. Are we going to continue this bull market forever? Absolutely not. We're going to get a pullback, and this kind of stock could benefit from it for sure. So if you start to see some money rotate into dividend stocks, that might be some kind of indication that people are kind of taking off risk, which I think is very, very important to know. And on a side note, believe it or not, take a look at ESS. ESS was from the last video, believe it or not. We were up 2.46%. And you can take a look here. It's actually pretty impressive. It went right up to this level. Look at this. Look at that. It went right up to that 285-ish mark right now. It's sitting there right now. Again, not a lot of volume compared to, what we might have seen before. A little bit of volume here, 606,000 compared to yesterday and the day before. So a little bit of a volume pickup here, as you'll see here. But is this going to be that resistance? And are we going to see a pullback? Honestly, who knows? But imagine we're going to come back through. And the good thing is that all the recent stocks I put up here. So we can kind of click back through and check out these every couple of days to see if Fridge's levels are right or he sucks. Hopefully the first one, not the second one. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did make the fun of the video, as always, make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notifications as per usual. Feel free to take a look at the Fridge Financials memberships over on YouTube. $3 a month, $6 a month. You get early access to videos, emojis, badges. We do member-only live streams for the $6 a month one where we do a podcast for like a little over an hour talking the stock market, macro, everything. Take a look at it. Feel free, of course, try it for a month if you hate it. I get it. Let me know down in the comments if you do appreciate it and you do enjoy it. And again, also, if you're looking at getting into trading stocks here, Trader Daddy has a very, very good platform that tracks all the unusual option activity, option flow, trade ideas. You name it, the data is here for you. Use discount code FRIDGE at checkout, as always, and you get 50% off of your first month. Paid affiliate sponsorship, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're making money in the market in some way, shape, or form. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.